Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to join me today. I had a bit of a videoing disaster yesterday. I did a whole video putting these papers together for this journal, and when I went to upload it onto YouTube, it just would not upload. So something's become corrupt in it, and I've no idea how to fix it. So at least it's prevented you from having to sit through the torture of me trying to choose papers to go to go in this journal. So let me tell you about what I'm doing. Um, I'm making a journal using papers from Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm using her mushroom Christmas kit. And it's a beautiful kit. It has lots of images in it of mushrooms and gnomes and Christmassy type things. Although I want to make it more of a woodland, a winter woodland journal with gnomes in. So I found a book that I had that's got some gnomes in. Amy's kit has the gnomes on it and it's got mushrooms on it. So I thought that was a really good starter for me. And you'll see there's another one of her pages, look, with the mushrooms and the gnome on. And I'm also using papers from Susan Taylor Brown, and again, the mushrooms. And she's got a pink eco kit with, I'm going to say feathers, leaves on. And so I'm using that because I wanted the warmth of those beautiful pink images of those leaves. They're just gorgeous to go with the winter theme. And what it made me think of, and you're going to think I'm daft probably, is, on a really crisp, frosty morning when you wake up and the sun's shining and you've got that beautiful pink sky. That's just what those papers reminded me of. And I thought they just went so well with Amy's papers and the woodland theme that's what I'm going to do. That's from Amy's Woodland Santa kit. I know that. So I'm going to work on these. It's going to be a hardcover journal. There's going to be 3 signatures. I think at the minute, I think I've got 1, 2, 3. Amy's paper. Look at that. Love it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So roughly 10 pages in each, or 10 sheets of paper in each signature. So that's 20, 40. So that's it's about 120 pages at the moment. I'm thinking I may add a few more, but I'm going to wait and see how full it gets because they do tend to get quite chunky. The fabric that I'm going to use, I've had this a while, and it's kind of a minty green or a pale green background, and it's got the mushrooms, the acorns, the fir cones, the Christmas tree bits and all the berries. And I thought that just to me said a winter themed journal, and I thought it went quite nicely with the gnomes. So I've got some fussy cutting to do. I've looked through the kits I've got a gnome and fairy kit from Mrs. Cog, so I'm going to use that. Amy's kit, the Mushroom Christmas, has the CD cases in, so I've got a couple of those that I'm going to cut out and use as well. So I've got those ready to go. The kit that I've got from Susan Taylor Brown, I think it's called Deedee's Christmas with Deedee, and there's gnomes in that, so I'm going to use that. And then, of course, Amy's beautiful kit comes with fussy cut mushrooms, so I'm going to get those cut out. Lots of mushrooms, and she's also got the gnomes that I can cut out as well. So rather than doing it a Christmas theme, I'm going to go with winter gnomes. And I've got these tags as well that are in Amy's kit that I need to get cut out. I didn't want to do another Christmas journal as such. A few different reasons. I've done a couple, and I know that I'm not going to get anything finished now before Christmas. I've got lots of things happening. My mum's got lots of appointments. I'm having the grandkids odd days to help the parents out with working. So it's a case of I'm going to snatch time to craft when I can, and I get this finished as and when I can. So I'll come and join you once in a while between now and the new year, and we'll get cracking. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to put a different cover on each signature, maybe. I'm unsure at the moment. But this one, I'd found this piece of craft paper that I had, and I've had it a long time, and I've tea dyed it, and I thought I want to use that as a cover for the first signature. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've got a few bits and pieces to the side of me that I was working on yesterday when I thought you were with me, and then unfortunately you're not. But I'd made a pocket. I can't remember where I got this image from. I'm really sorry. And I hope you can see because I'm trying a new setup. I've got this image and I've put some of this net that's got like the snowflakes on. And if anybody in the UK, I was gifted this and I've hoarded it and hoarded it. And I think I'm going to be using the last of it on this journal. But if anyone in the UK knows where to get that, give us a shout, or what it's called so I can look for it. So I'm going to use that as a pocket on there. I'm sure I am. In fact, I'm so sure I am. I'm going to just stick it on now. So I made this with you yesterday, and I'm sorry that you couldn't be with me. I missed you. I think sometimes I'm not very IT literate when it comes to, you know, if I can press a button and it works, it's good for me. If I have to think about how I can change settings, it won't. And what my phone keeps doing, maybe I just need to change my phone. I can turn my phone so that when I record it, it records it this way. What's that, landscape? And that's how it starts recording. But then for some reason, halfway through the video, it decides to flip it and become portrait. How bizarre is that? Very bizarre. So I got nowhere with it yesterday. Sorry, I'm just quiet a minute while I just get that squidged on there. There we go. So that's going to be a pocket on the front. I think I'm going to put all the pockets in this journal and then make the tags and things to go in it. I don't think I'm going to make the tags as I go along. I don't know. That's just how I feel at the minute. So I hope you can see that. That's my little gnome on the front there. I'll leave that to stick on. And then I also, with you yesterday, and I'm sorry you missed me, I've put 3 pockets in the front of that. So that's what I'm going to, what's going in there. So it's got 1, 2, 3 pockets. This pocket comes to about there, and then this top pocket comes to about there. So I've got different size tags to make in there. And then I'd cut this little image out. I don't know if you can see that little baby gnome there, or a fairy sleeping. And that's just going to go on there as a little pocket. Just there is what I think, and I'm going to do that as well. So I made all of those with you yesterday, and I'm sorry that you couldn't have been with me. It is a nuisance when that happens, it really is. And I don't know if there's anything I can do. I don't know how to edit. I know that Microsoft has an editing function, but I don't know how it works, and I couldn't get it to work. So in the end, I just ditched the video, and it made me feel very sad. But never mind, that's what happens sometimes, isn't it? So that's that page done, apart from those bits. I've left these white bits on because I find when I print kits from my American friends, their paper sizing's different. So if I don't tick fit to page, I miss bits off the edges. So if it's got a design that comes up to the top, it would have part of the mushroom missing. So I have to fit to page, which means I get the white strip down the side. I wanted, and sometimes I cut them off and have a smaller journal page. So that would give me a page of, well, just over 5 inches, about 5¼ inches, which is perfectly fine. But I just wanted this one to be that bit bigger. I don't know why I just did. So I've left that on, and I'm going to cover that up. And I've done this with you yesterday as well. So come on, folks, catch up with me. I'm going to put a pocket on here. So all I've done is torn a piece of paper. This is only copy paper, so I folded it over to make it a bit sturdier. That's going to be a pocket on that side, and then that bit's going to be folded over, and it's going to be glued on there. So it just adds that little bit of strength to that edge, and fits on that page. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'll get that glued on now. Let me take this paper out because I don't want to glue it. I don't want it to glue to the rest of the pages of the journal. That's what I was going to say. Put some glue on the edge here. And then that's going to go in there. And glue on there. So that covers up that white bit. So I've managed to extend that page slightly on there. And then we've got this on here, and that's going to be a pocket on there. So I'm happy with that. So I was debating whether to have it as 2 pockets or 1 pocket to have a big journal card in. And I think I'm just going to have it as 1 pocket and put a big journal card in it. I was just looking at that, whether I could fit that on there and just have it as a bit of a decoration. Let's have a look. This is, I'd started cutting some of the images out that I had. And this is just one, I think this one's from Mrs. Cogg's Gnomes and Fairies. It's still just that little bit big. And I'm not very good at tearing little bits off. But let's give it a go, shall we? I hope you can see. And it's quite a dull day again here in the UK. I think that's all we're going to get now, isn't it, though, dull days. Let's just move it up a bit. I think that's actually quite nice on there. What do you think? Yeah, this paper was a free, I'm going to say it was a freebie from Amy last year or the year before. That she'd done. And it was that gold colour, a silver one, a red one, a green and a blue. And I think it was around Christmas time on one of her videos. I think that was right, Amy. I'm sure you'll correct me if I've got that wrong, but I think that was a freebie. So I am going to put that on there. Because I just wanted it to be a gnome type journal. And then I can glue these down. Just the top and the bottom. So for all, not all those that have got the white edges, but those that have got the white edges, I'll do something on them that means I'm covering up that white edge. I'll leave that to dry. And again, Susan's beautiful pink paper's there. So that will go on there like that. I hope you can see okay. I hope the lighting's okay. So that's that page kind of done. Turn over there. We've got that nice big pocket in there with the little gnomes on. My tea-dyed paper. I don't know if I'm putting anything on that or not yet, because I do want it to have writing space. This is just a page from a garden book page with like winter scenes in it. This, I've done some ruffles or some fabric snips, and I thought that I would put something on there. So I've got 3 of these, so it'll, each signature will have one of these in. And I'm just going to put it there at the top there, I think, just so that it adds a little bit of texture on there. So that's going to go there. I know it covers that up. I'm not going to worry about it because that's where I want it to go. So I'm going to glue it on. There's always something you cover up when you're making a journal, isn't there? It's just going on there. Leave it sticking up at the top just a little bit. So all that I did there was I got a strip of fabric and I just fold it into pleats like that and then run it through my sewing machine. So there'll be one of those in each signature. I've done 2 and I've got that to make the 3rd one. So that's nicely glued on there. And then I don't think I want to put anything on here at the minute. I'm not sure. Unsure. I got the book page that I got with the gnomes, and they're actually playing tug of war across the page. So I think what I want to do on this one, I'm going to flip between each of the signatures, I think. But I think what I want to do is something on the back page. That's what I'm thinking. So my thoughts for the back page were, I have an envelope pocket, or an envelope I should say, and I thought I might put that on there and have it as a side tuck and a window, and then put a nice big journaling card in there. So I think that that is what I want to do. I don't know if this envelope is folded particularly straight, but we'll give it a measure and we'll see. 4 3/4. I think that's about straight actually. I did think about having this as a flip out, but it's not going to be. It's going to be glued down. So I just need to collage, that's the word, isn't it? Collage that. And I might have a look in the tags. I haven't cut them out yet, have I? Just looking for the bits and pieces I've got, not cut them out, so I can't look at what would be nice behind there. So I either need a tag that's got a picture that can peek through there, or I put, sorry, just retrieving them from off the floor. I could put one of Amy's tags behind there and glue it to the page. So for example, it could have that. That looks quite nice actually, doesn't it? Behind that window. And I think I might actually do that. And just see if there's any others. No, that's the one I want. So let me get them out the way. So let me just rip this roughly out. So how are you all doing? Do you think this will work as a winter woodland gnome type journal? I've started it, so that's what I'm thinking I'm doing. So I want to put that behind there. Probably just like that. Okay. I think the easiest way, I'm going to cut the top off because I'm not going to need it as tall. I'm going to put the glue around the window because I think that's going to be the easiest way of getting this stuck on. And then this is just going to be a big pocket. I want to get as much of that little gnome in as I can. There we go. That was a bit painless, wasn't it? I will probably stick something on the back here so that nothing gets stuck going in that pocket, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And yes, that looks wonky on the back, but it's fine because it doesn't look wonky on there. So that's absolutely fine. So now I just want to collage that. What do we think? I've got some odds and ends of papers. Just thinking what's it up against, so that it's going to be against that, isn't it, in the book? So maybe I'll go green. Yep, maybe I'll just go green, because it won't really matter if it's over this window slightly. That won't be though, will it? Okay, thinking what I want to do. Oh, it's going really dark. I wonder if I need a light. Just one moment. The only trouble with putting that light on is if it casts a shadow, so apologies if it suddenly looks like there's a shadow. Let's get that stuck on. I think the first piece when you're collaging anything is often the hardest. Oops. I once I've got one piece down, I find it easier to just crack on. I'm going to just fold that over. Right, piece one is on. What have I got in here? I don't want it to be too dark. These are bits and pieces that I've had from previous projects. And I don't know if I want to use them or not. I quite like that because it had some writing on. I think we'll use that. Can anybody see my ruler? Oh, it's here, look. Well, I've got one lot of paper out and I'm already stuck. Let's see where this takes us. I'm going to chuck my pieces of paper on the floor. It almost fits there, doesn't it? So that can go on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on and I'm going to fold it over so that it's a nice smooth entry into the pocket, if that makes sense, so that nothing will catch on that image that I've stuck on it. Oh gosh, I've got little bits of paper stuck all over me. They appear from nowhere, don't they? Absolutely nowhere. Right. So I'm going to put this along there at that window. And I'm going to fold it over because it is only an envelope that I'm using. And then that, oh, sticky fingers. That just protects the inside, so that'll be nice and smooth then putting something in, so that's perfect. I hope I'm still in screen. Oh look, that is from Amy's Woodland Christmas, I know that, Woodland Santa, and that is perfect with those gnomes on it, isn't it? I think it is anyway. So I think that that can go on there. This will probably not work at all because I've not measured it or anything, have I? But I'm thinking, dangerous I know, that will fit. Oh, yeah, it does. That's going to fit there. And then I'm going to have that coming down. My fingers are sticky, so I can't tear it very well. I think that'll do. There, that should do, shouldn't it? What do we think? And then they actually do fit on there, don't they? Almost perfectly. Right, glue it on. That's what I'm going to go with. I didn't realise I had that piece of paper, it's stuck in there. I just went through all my bits and pieces that I've got left over from previous projects. So I think, sorry, can you see what I'm doing? I think I'm going to stick that at the bottom to the edge. Yep, I like that. And then I just need a piece of something to go at the top there. I think I'll just put that on. Yep, that'll go there. Oops, put the lid on my paper. Put the lid on my glue. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Oh, just one moment. Okay, so I've had a bit of a change of mind. I managed to get the, oh, where's it gone? I can't find it. But I managed to get the gnome picture out from the back intact, so the glue hadn't dried yet, because I thought it was too much to have it. So I'm going to actually, when I come to make a tag to go in there, I'm going to look for something that will peek through. So what I think that means that I need to do, if I could, oh, it's here. If I'm going to say if I could find the, if I could find the piece I'm going to put it on. So it's going to go on there, and it's going to be glued 3 sides as a pocket, and it's going to have that, it's going to be next to that. So I think I need to put something on, and I think I need to cover this, so that when you take the tag out, it's got something that looks nice in there, is what I'm thinking. I just don't know what. My little bits and pieces aren't going to be big enough, so let me move them out the way. That might be too dark. This is one of Amy's papers that was, I say it was a freebie. Oh, I don't know. That certainly sets it off, doesn't it? And it is big enough. Do you know, I think I like that. Don't think that will be big enough. I think that's too pale. Shout out which you prefer. I'd love you to. I could use that because I've used it as the pocket in the front. I might use that one actually. Let's see if I can get that torn down. I do like this red, but I think I'm worried in case it's too dark. But I do think that stands out nicely on it. Okay. Okay. Undecided. You can tell I'm undecided. That's my undecided voice. Okay. Let's get this, oopsie, torn down a little. Need to take that bit off as well, don't I? Just thinking if I get it torn down, I might get a better idea of how I want it to be. I want it to have a little rim. I want it to be dead up to the top. Sorry folks, I should have thought about this before you joined me, shouldn't I? That matches, that's up to the top there. That's not too bad. Cut that little bit off. Clear those bits out the way. So that would go on there to cover that sheet up. That's the page that goes there. And my pocket is still sticky, but that would go there. No, I think I like that. I do think I like it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick that on there. And then it'll be so sticky, I'll have to send it away to be dried. Let's get rid of that stick page. I am going to ink this one because I wanted it to be kind of a woodlandy theme, didn't I? So I don't want lots of white bits showing. So I'll just dull those down a little bit. And I'm going to stick that on there. Ugh, just tried to take the lid off my glue that wasn't there. So I've just got glue fingers again. Right, so I'm going to put lots of glue on there. If I'm shaking you, sorry, hope you don't feel seasick. And then I'm going to put this on here. It doesn't come to the crease. Glue it down. And then that little fella's going to go on there. Just going to trim that. Do you know, I can't find anything. Do you know, I knew that doing a gnome journal wouldn't be right, because I knew they'd be all over my desk, pinching my things, so I can't find anything. I knew they'd be at it. Just neaten those edges. I can hear my dog snoring on the landing. It's not me, honest, if you can hear her. I've even got the door shut and I can still hear her snoring. Okay, that flap does not need to be quite that big. So I'm going to take a little bit off that flap. And I would like just a couple of bits of paper like that. Because I want to hinge this, because I might want to put quite a... I'm thinking I'm going to... No, I can't get my words out, can I? What I'm thinking is, when I put a tag in here, I'm thinking that I might want it to be quite chunky, because it's a big pocket. So I think I might be putting something that's got some extra papers or something in there. So I'm going to put a hinge on the top and the bottom, just so that we get a nice full pocket. And I think I've done that with you a few times before. And because it looks messy on the inside of this now, I might put some paper on the inside, because I don't want this window coming off. So that's one. Too short. Too short. Quickly make another one. Glue that on. I'm just going to double check that that window is not coming off at all. And then we'll stick this in. I want to put something down that edge. Yeah. Do you know, everything is moving around today. I just want to put something on there. Actually, I want it wider. I want it to come up to that window, is what I'm trying to do. And I'm not doing a very good job of it, am I? So you're seeing me struggle today, folks. I just want to put that on there. That's it. That's what I wanted. Just to kind of neaten that edge. Because we don't need to see messy, do we? Not Carol's messy. There we go. That one there. Yep, that's nicely glued down, so that's not going to go anywhere. And we'll have this as a nice big pocket. And then I'll be making something to go in there. Okay, let's just get rid of these bits. That is quite wet still. And I'm going to leave a little frame all the way around it, I think, when I put it in. Do I want to cut a notch? I don't think so. You can see it's a pocket, can't you? So I'm not going to put a notch because it's still wet, and if I do, it won't cut. It'll just make an awful mess, and then I'll regret doing it, won't I? So I may wait until it dries and then cut a little thumb notch in there. And we'll see what it looks like. And then I don't do too long a video because I am worried that what I've done is going to get spoilt again and you're not going to see it again. There we go. Nice pocket. Everything's wet. Wet. There we go. Did anybody see where I put the rest of the papers? So I like that already. So we've got my gnome on the front, we've got Mr. Gnome. We've got a spare bit of paper that we don't want. We've got that little pocket there and we've got 3 pockets there. I've covered that white paper and we've got that pocket there and I've put that image on there. We've got the papers. We've stuck that on there. That's nicely glued on now. That's not going anywhere. Not sure if I'm going to put anything on there. I could do a flip. So I may well do that because that's good writing paper. I might put papers round here, like patchwork. So for that, you stick bits of paper all the way around the edge. I might well do that, and I think I will. So there's lots of space you can write. I don't want to cover it all up. I've covered the white on that. You see it had the white strip. So I've already put some paper down there. And that's where we're at. That doesn't look very straight, does it? So I'll probably straighten that up and maybe put something on here. So that's where I'm at. I'm hoping this video will upload. Otherwise, I'm going to cry. And I should really leave that open so that nothing sticks to that. And I'm going to let it dry. So I hope that you like it. And I will catch you next time. Take care, folks. Bye.